Hi, this is Heather with eXp Realty here in Campbell River and the Comox Valley area with an October 2024, a little bit of a market update. And I'm doing this update just days before the Bank of Canada makes their next rate announcements. We've just completed our BC elections, and I want to try to tie the two of those things together in today's little talk. And I will do another video in about 2 weeks after the rate announcement, which is on Wednesday. So let's get started, and we're going to go over some statistics and what's been happening in the real estate market in this particular area of Vancouver Island. So let's get started for our October market update. One thing that we are noticing a lot more here in the Comox Valley and Campbell River area is we have a lot of people passing on. There are people that have been here for generations and generations. And as such, we are seeing more estate sales here in the Valley and Campbell River. And I do handle quite a few of them myself. If you have any questions or you want to know exactly how does the process go, please reach out to me. By all means, that's executors, power of attorneys, also working with seniors. So I always like to start off with what's happening through the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board and what our CEO, Jason Yoakum, has to say. And he started off with active listings are at their highest levels in 5 years. Slowing inflation and recent rate cuts, it's an excellent time to buy. Once again, I said this last month, this is always the rhetoric that comes out of real estate agents because that is the nature of our business. Let's be honest, real estate sells in all markets. I call it the socio ladder. There is always people getting married, divorced, people are dying, and people are having children, and that causes a lot of real estate to change hands over the years. Now, what has happened to our market in the last, I'm going to say year, almost maybe a year and a half, is we've seen a slowing. And it's because of the consumer confidence that is lacking out across Canada. It's not just British Columbia or here on Vancouver Island. This is a sentiment that is happening across Canada right now. So the advice holds particularly true for condo apartments and row townhouses. The single family market has been somewhat stagnant lately. All of our market has been stagnant. It has been hit hardest out in Ontario, in the big city of Toronto, when it comes to new construction and new sales and inventory. And getting stuff out of the ground today has not been as brisk as what our government was trying to push for just in the last 4 or 5 months. So the market we typically see in the spring never transpired, but the increased sales activity in September has the feel of spring, says our Vancouver Island Real Estate Board CEO, Jason Yoakum. And so yes, things have noticeably started picking up. And I'm talking about in the last week or two. That's it. It has been a very slow market for a number of real estate agents. I personally have had a very good year, but a lot of times what that comes down to is when there's a lack of sales and there's a lack of buyers interested in writing offers, we tend to start bringing prices of homes down. And I call that trailing the market. And if that is what you have been doing, I have some good news for you. I believe that our market has now started to change. So while our prices have had to be brought down a little bit, or whatever you brought your property down now, if it's priced right, I feel that right now you're going to get showings, and you should in the next month and a half sell that property. And that's the way that I'm feeling, particularly right now. So he goes on to say, however, there are price reductions occurring throughout our area, and sellers are compromising to attract buyers, and overpriced properties are lingering for several months. And those overpriced properties will probably continue to linger right into the new year, because we're going to talk about it in the next slide. When interest rates start coming down, it's not automatic that house prices go up. This takes time. This is a sticky market between a buyer and a seller. Further, as reported last month, the Vancouver Island economy is performing remarkably well with solid job growth, and particularly in Victoria. And what we're going to see when we look at the consumer price index is that we are just shy of being in a recession here in Canada. So everyone wants to buy at the bottom of the market, but by the time they find out, it's frequently too late. And that, I think, holds a lot of value right there. I'm starting to feel the shift, and I think if I was a buyer, I would be out hunting for my home right now, because when it comes to the new year, it's going to be a busier market and you're going to have a lot more competition as a buyer come the new year. So let's start with our BC election. Well, I think a lot of people voiced their opinions of what's happening with our government right now, and there was a remarkable change in the voting polls. It was interesting to watch the orange over the blue light up mainly in the big cities. So we look at the blue collar, hardworking people are getting a little tired of what's been going on. And we will see what happens in a week from now when the last poll results come in. And yes, that was one of the things that I feel was holding up our real estate market, was people were waiting to find out what is going on in British Columbia when it comes to our politics. That and our interest rate. So yes, Tiff Macklem is about to make a big announcement in 2 days from now. By the time you're watching this video, most likely he's already announced 0.50 of a rate drop. Now, having said that, what does and who does that most affect? It's going to affect people that have a variable rate. It is great news for you. And that great news is coming because our consumer price index has fallen to 1.6%, down from the 2% that it was last month. And that was a much lower drop than was anticipated. So the CPI rose 1.6% year over year, and it is the smallest increase since 2021. And this was due to lower gasoline prices, which fell 10.7% year over year. So the CPI fell 0.4% month over month. Like I said, last month it was at 2%. That is giving Tiff Macklem from the Bank of Canada the green light to bring rates down. And because it is below what the expected CPI was going to be, we feel he probably will drop those rates 0.50. So the BC election and the interest rate drop that's coming this week, these things are going to spur people. It's going to build consumer confidence. Money is getting a little more easy to get a higher mortgage to buy a better property. Your lines of credit and your variable rates aren't costing as much in the next week. So we'll see what happens. It is my prediction that if you have a property and it has not sold, get that price down to where your real estate agent says it should be. And within the next month and a half, you should have an accepted offer on that property. We're going to see a lot more activity. And then it'll probably slow down over the Christmas period, which is generally what this real estate market does. But come the new year, where we'll have probably another rate drop in December. And I think that's going to spur people to get on with their plans, especially there's a lot of people, once again, as I say, from the lower mainland and other provinces that want to be here on Vancouver Island. I know because my phone rings constantly and I know where those people are calling from. So I can see us getting busy again in the springtime. That I'm not saying prices are going to start going up, because that does not happen automatically, but maybe by the end of 2025, when the rates are down to 2.5 as predicted, we will see that prices might have gone up 5 to 10% by the end of 2025. That is what I'm thinking is going on. So let's have a look at the numbers over last month. So there you have it. July, 784, jumped up to 785 in August and came down to 777, 800 in September. And that is basically what I'm referring to by where our market has been in the last 30 to 60 days, even 90 days. It has been just fluctuating a little bit up and down because we haven't had enough sales, enough buyers out there. We've had lots of homes come on the market. If I look at the homes that have come on the market from July, we were sitting at 1,596 listings. Then we went to 1,564 listings and then back up to 1,586 listings. So we've got the inventory, most certainly. So let's look at the single family inventory and what has sold month over month and last year. So Campbell River is sitting much stronger than the Comox Valley because in September of 2023, they had 24 home sales, whereas in 2024 September, there was 39. However, if you look at the Comox Valley, they were stronger with 49 sales over the 41 sales that they had in September of this year. But last month, they had 64 sales, and that's 16% decrease over last month. This is a number that I really like to pay attention to, and that is where is our market sitting right now in October. So the Campbell River benchmark price is at 694,700, and that is up 3% over the previous year. That's what I'm saying. We haven't had a huge increase in prices. We did at the beginning of the year. We had a little bit of a surge in January, February, but by March, we started to slow down. And then by the time summer got here, we were not seeing prices increase. In the Comox Valley, we're sitting at 828,600, and that's a drop of $500. Not a big drop, but we're not seeing the prices continuing to go up. You can look at the single family houses the way I like to go: 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months ago, 3 years ago even. But if we look at where the price of a home was in Campbell River last year at this time, it was 676,600. And so we are up maybe about $20,000 over last year. And in the Comox Valley, we're really up $1,000. So we're not up a big amount year over year as we've seen in previous years. And that's because we had a lull. Come springtime, by June, July, August, September, our market was lulling, and I can finally feel like things are starting to pick up. This is looking at our townhouse market. So if we look at the townhouses, we're sitting now at 546,200 in Campbell River, which is up slightly over last month, and it's up quite a bit over 3 months ago. And so townhouses are doing a little bit better year over year. Last year, we're at 539,300, and now what I said, we're at 546,200. Having said that, we have a lot of new townhouses. So that also will skew our numbers as far as they're not just resales. The new construction is included in these numbers. And in the Comox Valley, we're sitting at 562,900. Look at that. The Comox Valley and Campbell River are fairly close when it comes to townhouses. And this time last year, we were just $10,000 less than this at 552,200. At any time, you can just stop this video and have a closer look, because I don't know if you own a condo, a townhouse, or a detached home. So whichever product you own, that's where you probably want to look a lot more closer at the numbers. Here we are in the condo market. Campbell River sitting now at 358,100, and that is up slightly over last month. It's down almost $10,000 over 3 months ago. And it's also down year over year by a couple of $1,000. In the Comox Valley market, it is up slightly by $3,000. And year over year, we're actually down as well. So the condo market has not done as well year over year. So I'm going to talk to you about who is buying the homes that I have on the market and where these buyers are coming from. I can tell you, as far as my listings go, I'm dealing with a lot of probate sales right now. And also some people are going into homes. And then I have not a lot of young families moving up that socio ladder, but I have a few people that are on the mainland that are making that decision to come to the island. Here's a quick look at our week over week that I like to do. One of the things that's very interesting is, along with September and October, we have a lot of price decreases. And it's almost like I was saying, it's following the market down. It's really hard for a seller to say, okay, I'm going to lower my price, just hoping that they will get that buyer that's going to come in. But we haven't had those buyers knocking on the door, and we need to sharpen our pencil, because if you want to sell by the end of the year, you've got about a month and a half left to do that. So here's a listing that I have out here at Saratoga Beach. This is a really nicely renovated home. It's sitting at $844,000. I think it is great value considering the homes that have sold in the area. And this is a nice 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on a beautiful lot, and it's just really well cared for. This is a newer listing that I have on Sabre Court in Comox, and this is a big house. This really has a lot of room. If you have toys like a boat or an RV, there's lots of space for that. It has a high garage, 11 feet, as well as it's got a lot of storage space under the main part of the living, and it's really high storage space. It could even be, a kid's play area. From what I could tell, it's got a low maintenance backyard, and it has a lot of opportunity. It could be a 4-bedroom. I'm calling it a 3-bedroom and den, and there are 3 bathrooms, about 2,300 square feet, and it's $974,000. My new listing on Martin Park, we do have an accepted offer on it. I will update you on that in the next couple of weeks. We put it on at $974 and quickly dropped it to $950. My sellers are motivated to move on. My listing on Malahat has come back on the market at a great new price, $725,000. It's like a 2-bedroom and open den, 1,400 square feet. This is a nice looking home from the road. It has great curb appeal. It has nice outdoor area and fruit trees in the back. It's a good size lot, and there's lots of opportunity with this house, and I feel like this house is ready to sell. My listing on Lambeth, I'm probably going to take that off the market. I do have someone looking at it right now. We've just put a brand new septic field in, and that was on Friday. To add value to this property. It's a beautiful, beautiful lot. There's great potential with this house. It's fairly big, 2,700 square feet, over half an acre for the land size. And I think we might relist it in the springtime. That is our plan right now. My listing on Longview, we've just done a very good price reduction to get this home sold before the end of the year. It's now at $898,000. This is a really nice, comfortable home. It has the master primary bedroom on the main floor. It's about 1,900 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It has a nice little backyard, a nice bird's eye view of the ocean, and this is an incredible community down at Deep Bay. I think if you're interested in this area, this would be a great purchase right now. My listing on Island Highway, this is a beautiful little 2-bedroom condo that has spectacular ocean views for $429,000. It is vacant, move-in ready, and 55 plus. So if you're looking at downsizing and you want to have a great ocean view in a spectacular neighborhood with lots of walking opportunity, this would be a great property for you. I have my commercial listings on the corner of Cumberland Road, and I also have a new price on my one on Cumberland and Piercy at $900,000. Lots of opportunity for different ideas that you can do with these properties. In fact, the two of these properties combined will be over half an acre, and they back onto each other. Rennie Road, I listed that property and sold that property within 2 weeks. As you can see, it says days on the market 12. Full price on that property. I wish I had 10 of those homes. It was absolutely gorgeous. What a pleasure to work with the seller and the buyers, and what a beautiful property. Barclay. Okay, so I wanted to say, I'm going to go back here. We're talking about buyers that don't need mortgages on these properties. This property, same idea. It is a downsizing property, townhouse, and we're mortgage free on this one. We are mortgage free on this property as well. So these are who the buyers are. They were ready to buy. They didn't need the to worry about where the interest rate was today. And those are the buyers that are in the marketplace right now. But I have a feeling the other buyers are going to come to life in the next couple of weeks, now that we're going to have a new rate announcement, which is going to really spur consumer confidence. We've had an election that might not have put someone in the seat that you want, but it has been a very balanced news for our province. And we look at this purchase over here, which is a young couple that is investment property, once again, not moving here. Okay, so that is my market update for October. I'm going to do another one probably within about 3 weeks from now, because I want to see if what I'm feeling, I've got my boots on the ground here. This is what I'm feeling. I had quite a lull in September. I did tell my husband, I think things are dead. And within a couple of weeks, it started moving again. I do have offers. Things are, showings are happening. I just booked 4 showings today on different properties, and we will see what happens. My name is Heather. And by all means, if you ever have any questions when it comes to real estate, I love to chat real estate. I've been in the business now for over 30 years. Take care, everyone.